All right, welcome to the TrailManners podcast, Singletrack Session number 94 here in Grant Studios in Ogden, Utah. Got Joel Hatch sitting here, and we've got the Russia-Egypt game playing.
Yes.
So it might be distracting.
If there's a long pause.
If somebody scores a goal, you may hear about it right away from us.
Especially if Russia scores. There'll be lots of cursing.
Yeah.
They can suck it.
Yeah. They only got 5 in their first game. So.
Well, they're playing like the JV team.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how good Egypt's going to do. We'll see. So we'll jump right into it. We just had a podcast launch. It was with Mr. Terry Chiplin with the U.S. Trail Running Conference, launched on Tuesday. Episode, I think it was like 116. Terry's good guys from across the pond there in England, and got to talk about the U.S. Trail Running Conference, kind of everything that's in store for race directors to trail runners, guest speakers. He's they're loading up on good guest speakers. They've got Ian Torrance is showing up now.
Right. They have a pretty cool location, too.
Yeah, San Luis Obispo there. So go back and listen to that podcast. There's also a special going right now. They're doing a promotion that has to do with the slow race, which is the San Luis Obispo Ultra. They got like 5K, half marathon, 50K the Saturday after, right there on the coast. And that's August 28th through 31st. So go back and listen to that. And you can check them out at ustrailrunningconference.com. If you register now, you get a discount for things. And there's a lot of exhibitors are going to be there. You got Ultra, Adidas, Head Sweats, Innovate, Marathon Printing, Orange Mud, Race Joy, Ragnar, many, many more. Sign up. Let them know that TrailManners sent you there. And, maybe you can make it out. Still like to make it out somehow. I'm not giving up on it yet. For me, it's potential. And then, let's see, this last weekend, we ran the Logan Peak Race.
We did. Yes.
We did the 22-mile event.
Yes.
Which
we have a 28 or 22.
Yeah, 28's kind of the main race, I guess. It's the one they've always had. Yeah. So basically, if you go up, if you don't want to go to the peak, it's 22 miles. You hit the aid station, and there's a 3-mile jaunt up to the peak itself, and then 3 miles back to the aid station, and then round. We opted out of the peak.
Right.
Since we have Twisted Fork coming up soon.
Mm-hmm.
It was a fun race. We got to see a lot of old friends.
Yeah.
People we haven't seen in a bit.
Lots of new people, too.
And lots of new people. That was really fun when people...
Was.
So those of you that came up and introduced yourselves, thank you very much, because it's hard for us to remember, because we haven't met you. And just saying hello. It's always nice to meet new people. We met Patrick Forsyth from Colorado and his family. He's been out a couple times to a couple Jim's races all the way from Colorado, and it looks like they were at Bear Lake afterwards, like we were talking about.
Really?
Yeah.
Come on.
Had the family up there. So hope you guys got a raspberry shake or something in while you're up there. We should have forewarned you about those. If not, they're fantastic. But got to hang out at the finish line for a while.
Yeah, we did.
Kind of hang out with Missy and Annie and her husband Brad and Daisy, and I think her name was Avery that was with Daisy.
I never caught her name.
I think it was.
Yeah.
I think we met a couple of those. But, a lot of fun just hanging out there, watching people come across the finish line.
Right.
Joel, you jumped in and helped time.
Yeah, I know how to do that.
I just sat in the back and hung out more than anything, because I know how to do that. But that was a lot of fun, just to see a lot of friends we haven't seen in a while. Got to see Bryce Warren.
Yeah, he was up at the aid station.
Working the aid station.
He poisoned you?
He did. He poisoned me with a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Yeah, you ate pretty much a full PB&J.
It was one piece of bread folded in half.
Yeah.
And I don't eat peanut butter and jelly to begin with.
Not quite sure why that was a good idea at the time.
It looked good. I was hungry. I just hiked 11 miles up.
That was like 13. I forgot how long it was to that aid station.
It is, man.
For some reason, I kept thinking we were on the Bear course.
Oh, yeah, where you take that right?
Because the Bear course, that aid station's at 10 miles.
Yeah.
This one's another 2 miles down the road.
Yeah, and it's like a road you should be running.
Yeah,
kind of.
Yeah,
got that
we
DB
weren't.
grade.
We definitely weren't running.
So I got to the aid station and hung out for a little bit. I'm like, I'll see what Joel, because, we talked about doing the whole thing. So I'm like, I'll see what Joel wants to do.
Yeah.
And the longer I hung out, the more hungry I got.
Right.
And I'm like, hey, make me a PB&J. It was fresh.
Yeah.
Like
yeah. I mean, I pulled into the aid station. He was making it for you.
Yeah. So that hurt all the way down. I'm like burping and growing bread in my belly.
10 miles of downhill, and that thing was just coming up all the time.
My innards had yeast infection.
Yeah.
But we also, it was pretty funny because we saw Chelsea Hathaway. She was working the aid station. And I walk in, she goes, "Hey, what can I get you, Joel?" And I'm thinking, either she mistaken me or Joel's standing right behind me.
Yeah, exactly. Nope.
Then I heard someone in the back go, "That's Eric."
Yeah.
So that was kind of fun. But a great race, as always. Fun
Good
finish
weather.
line. Great weather, man.
Yeah.
I'm glad we got done when we did, though.
You got a little toasty.
Man, people started coming in, and they were rock lobsters and sweating and salt stains and everything. So, yeah, I'm glad we got in when we did. That made it a lot of fun. But, yeah, it was a lot of fun running the race because there sure were a lot this weekend. I only wrote down a few because that's kind of what I do. I left out some, and not give love because we had some I probably could. The Mount Mitchell race, New Hampshire, is that what it is? Mount Washington. Excuse me. Yeah, Mount Washington. Mount Mitchell's a different one.
Mount Mitchell's in North Carolina.
Yeah, Mount Washington, where you run up the road.
Yeah,
which is really cool. Fast times. I think there was a course record, but the coolest part was a 98-year-old ran it and he beat his time from last year.
That's cool.
That's insane. Man.
Yeah,
98 years old doing that. But we'll start off with a few because I think one that's gaining a lot of steam is this Broken Arrow Sky race in Squaw.
Yeah, they had a lot of big names there.
They did, and it's growing. And we had our friend out there, Stephanie Gardner here from Solomon. But this got some big names, and it looked fun. We'll start just real quick. We'll name the 52K on the women's side. Megan Kimmel, 5:30 and a course record.
Wow.
On the women's side. Second was Ray Coble, I believe, in 5:48, and then Rory Bosio in 5:52.
Oh, good to see her.
Yeah, really cool to see her name out there. On the men's side, here's a guy that you might be hearing some more from, Jimmy Elam. He's from Utah.
Yeah.
He got the course record in 2:30s. No, excuse me, 4:54.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm like, wow, that's
2:30 is way fast.
Yeah, he's really fast. He'd be my winner for everything. But yeah, in 4:54, and he got the course record. Second was Nick Elson in 5:05. Third was Jeff Mogavero in 5:10. So pretty fast race.
Right.
But they also have the 26K.
Yeah.
Which is probably more up my alley.
Yeah.
For something like that. And again, course records fell. So in the 52K, both men and women fell. In the 26K, both men and women fell.
Well, that's because there wasn't a whole bunch of snow in the course.
Yeah, it might have been condition-wise.
I think last year they had quite a bit of snow.
Yeah, they did. I remember seeing some photos of that. Danny Moreno, 2:36 for the women. Caitlin Patterson, 2:40, and Chris Lundy, 2:41. On the men's side, Max broke his own record. He finished in 2:09. Cole Watson, 2:11, and Ryan Phoebus in 2:12. So, looks like a cool race. And then one we talked about this morning on our run was the Bighorn.
Oh, yeah.
The Bighorn, and we just covering the 100 here.
Should we call it the Big Mud?
Oh, the slosh. Yeah. Just a mud pit. A lot of dead dinosaurs up there probably just
For sure.
died in those things, man. But our buddy, and I will start with the men just because our buddy, inventor of trail running, Gabe Joyce, walked away with the win.
He did.
20:57.
Looked pretty clean, too.
Yeah, he did. I don't know if he changed right before the finish, just for make sure he gets, we want to get on the cover of the magazine, so he looked a little better. Gabe in 20:57, Jake Lawrence 21:02, and Patrick Murphy, which I absolutely love that name.
It's a good name.
It's a great name, Patrick Murphy, 22:12 on the men's side. Women's side, Yvonne Naughton, 27:44. Wow. Jamison Clover, 27:56, and Ashley Daly, 28:21. So, I'd have to go back in time, but from the winner of the men and women, there was almost a 7-hour difference on the 100.
That's a lot.
Which seems like a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, it seems like a lot.
I wonder if they had a couple faster people, they would have avoided the mud.
Yeah, very true.
Had faster times.
Got through it a little bit quicker.
I bet you the mud slowed them down significantly.
Well, and I was reading a report from somebody. They said, probably for the front runners it wasn't as bad.
Right.
But the people in the back were like, man, I was losing shoes.
Yeah, it's total snot on the trail.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where you've all been on those muddy runs when you think, okay, if I skirt the side.
Right.
But by the time a couple hundred people go through, except 50 milers doing this, so that makes it bigger. There's no side.
You go right down the middle. You just deal with it.
It's a double track of slug. So that was a good day. Like I said, there's many more races. There's some over across the ocean there. Right. But and the other thing, some bad news I didn't bring up last week. It just came out as Eastern States 100 got canceled this year.
Is that a permitting problem?
Yeah, and so I heard a couple things. I heard it was a permitting problem, but I heard the problem was the race director had, and I could be wrong, I've read so many different things, he has his crew, right, his volunteer crew, and one person I think that was in charge of kind of like emergency medical and communications quit. Just a couple weeks before.
Lord.
And he couldn't find, the race director could not find someone to replace him, and that was part of the permit. You have to, obviously, for 100, you need that.
Dang.
So logistically, part. So I think that's what had happened. But so the PA, Pennsylvania Triple Crown is off the books this year because of that. So it's super unfortunate, and my heart goes out to the race director. Just being a race director, it's just you hate to let people down. Yeah, people training for that, especially part of a series like the Triple Crown back east. But is what it is, right? I mean, we fight with just a small race trying to get permits, and the 100-miler without, if that's the case, without that big, huge component of safety. If you don't have that, I can't imagine anybody giving you a permit for it. So that's bad. We also had, I don't have the results and stuff, but we had the lead man man started. So the lead, it was the half and the heavy half, or the marathon and the heavy half. Yeah, that's what they had this weekend. But the only thing I'm pulling out of this is Dave Mackey doing it. Yeah, dude, he's doing the lead man this year. That is so cool. Right. Those of you that don't know, Dave's been in the sport forever and just a stud, awesome guy, great runner. And of course, we know a little over a year ago he lost part of his leg to an accident running on the mountain. But him watching that finish line thing was pretty cool. He looked good, man. Yeah. His gait was way better than mine.
Yours is a little funky.
Yeah. Mine right now is really bad for multiple reasons. I told you I look like a baby deer trying to figure out how to run, and then
throwing those legs out there.
And then I race at Logan Peak. I have the hammy problem right now. Right. It always feels like it's going to cramp, and finishes on the road this last week at Logan Peak, which sucks, but is what it is. Yep. And we're going down the road, and I'm like, all right, I'll pick up my pace. We ran together pretty much the whole second half. And we were going down the road, and Joel's picking up his pace, and the quicker I tried to go, it started to tighten more. Like it was ready to. So I was like keeping it straight and just swinging it sideways forward.
Just total Frankenstein.
Oh, totally. And then when you get to the park, I'm like, okay, I can't do it now because people are going to see me, and
you can't walk it.
I got a reputation to keep, right? I can't look like peg leg. So yeah, it was pretty bad. But Dave Mackey, that's so cool. Now we'll jump into Western, because the contest, we haven't had a lot of people enter. The contest ends, if you're listening to this, it's the 20th of June. Right. No, I take that back, it's the 21st. So the contest, we're going to extend to Thursday night, which is the 21st at midnight. Okay. So you can have time to listen to this podcast and put your, and it's supposed to end the 20th. I'm going to extend it to the 21st, so make your comments on Singletrack Session number 94 on our website at TrailManners.com. And it's the top 5 men and the top 5 women, what you think, plus the second part is winning times for each, whoever's closest. And we've said we're giving away a lot of stuff. We've got the Squirrel's Nut Butter signed by the Cowboys, not the Dallas Cowboys, but the ones from Arizona, the little skinny dudes. Right. And also their poster, so you get one of those, plus a bunch of other stuff. So don't forget to enter. Me and Joel are going to talk about our top 5 today. Right. And this took me some time because we didn't talk about last week. We've had some people drop. We knew that Kat Bradley, but then Camille Herron's out. So there's some, on the women's side, there's still some names. But, I got my list here. Okay. It's on my little cheat card.
Your index card?
It is.
Oh, my gosh. Where'd you find those?
Oh, I have a stack. I love index cards. I still use them daily. Yeah. Well, that's what our labels are when I ship stuff is that side. But I love index. I put my grocery lists on there. What else do I put on there? I don't know, stuff. My cheat words for Scrabble, whatever it is. So I'm going to start. I'll do women. All right. And then you do your women. Okay. And then you do men, then I'll do men. All right. So it's kind of reverse. So on the women's side, my winning time is going to be 16:45. Oh, man. Which is 2 minutes short of the course record. Okay. No, it's 2 minutes ahead of the course record. Excuse me.
So you think course record's going to be broken?
For the women.
16:45.
Right. Because the course record right now is Ellie, 16:47 from 2012. Yeah. But my winner on this one is going to be Courtney DeWalter. Okay. She's going to take first. Sure. Second is going to be Casey. She's going to make her comeback big. Okay. Because I think she's awesome. Right. Third, Amanda Basham. Okay. I think she's been running super strong. Right. I think she's a sleeper still, even though she's super fast. Third, I'm going with Stephanie Violet. And then fifth, I'm going with Caitlin Gerben. Okay. For my 5th place female. So that's mine. Courtney, Casey, Amanda, Stephanie, and Caitlin, with the winning time being 45.
Wow.
So I'm saying course record for the women.
Okay.
And from what I just read, it's going to be hot this weekend.
Yeah, I saw that.
I saw triple digits.
102, something like that.
So it's going to be hot. But I think Courtney DeWalter, she's going to have, my guess is she's going to have her basketball shorts.
Yeah.
And when it gets super hot, they're going to be tearaways.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
And she's going to come and just go wham, and she's going to have running, like legit girl running shorts, and just pick up her pace.
She's not going to do
Not the tight ones,
no,
but like a 3-inch
running skirt.
Not a skirt, yeah. I don't see that, but yeah. No. So I got her winning it.
Gotcha.
So I'm going to write it down because I have this for proof on your side.
All right, you do that.
All right. So what's your women category?
So the winning time.
Okay.
It's going to be 15 hours and 49 minutes. Because Courtney DeWalter is going to smash that women's record.
All right. That's almost an hour quicker than mine.
Yes.
But
she is going to crush it.
I think she will.
Yes.
But I didn't want to put the pressure, because I know she's listening right now, and I don't want to put too much pressure on her.
All right. Then my second place, Amanda Basham.
Okay, nice.
Third was Caitlin Gerben.
Okay.
Fourth, Stephanie Violette.
Okay.
Fifth was Casey, because she just doesn't have enough miles on her just yet.
Well, at least we got the same top 5.
Yeah, right?
Right, same top 5. You beat me by an hour on the course record.
Right. We'll see what happens.
Which wouldn't, you know what, though? Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me. But, it wouldn't surprise me if she crushed it. So, now here's the big one. What's your men's look like? Okay,
winning time, 13 hours and 30 minutes.
Okay, so for the record, so everybody out there is aware, the course record is 14:46 from 2012 by Timothy Olsen. So Joel's got the course record going down by an hour and 16 minutes.
Easily.
Okay.
Jim Walmsley's going to crush it.
So you got J-Dub.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, if he does not get that, I think he's going to legitimately die in the course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Like... Need helicopter?
Yeah, they'll shut the race down because he's dead.
Or bring horseback in.
Yeah.
All right, so you got J-Dub.
Yeah, so I got Walmsley, got Francois for second place.
All right.
I got Jared Hazen for third.
Okay.
I got Frericks for fourth.
Okay.
And Mendoza for fifth.
Ooh, Mario, huh?
Yeah.
Nice. 13:30 and 15:49. So
right, we'll see. I'm going big on these course records.
So my men's side... Now, this took me a lot. Yeah, I mean, I actually did some research. I looked around. I looked for what names meant in, like, Norse gods.
Yeah, exactly.
Coming in from that, because Iceland's doing so well in the tournament.
Right.
But I thought about it. I'm like, I think the course record is what this race is about for the men this year.
I think it's going to be really close.
I don't know if
the conditions are going to allow for it.
Yeah, because there's not as much snow.
Nope.
They've been people have been training in heat,
but
they've been training there.
Yeah, it's
you know
not
what I mean?
Crazy hot.
I mean, Francois went and trained with the Cowboys.
Yeah.
So they're going to be most ready for the heat. And I look at it this way: it's like you got to figure out what you want to do. So in your mind, if you're not going to get the course record, what's in your tank?
Yeah.
Is it easier to slow down? Because like me at Logan Peak, I started off. I was 2 miles in. I was off course record pace. I slowed it down.
Yeah,
right. So I just backed it off. But so men, first I'm going to Scott Jurek. No, I'm just kidding. I'm torn on first, but I am going.
What's your course record, or what's your time? Did you say your time?
My winning time's 15:15.
Oh, okay.
So it's not course record for men.
All right.
No one gets it this year.
Wow.
Yep. No one gets it.
All right.
It gets ugly. First, I'm going with Frank. I know he's kind of more of a mountain guy.
Right.
But I also know, let me take this back. I've also seen him study courses, it looks like, by his racing, right?
Yeah, he's a smart racer.
So I think because people are like, oh, he's not a fast course runner. He's a mountain runner. But I'm like, you know what?
He's a fast runner.
He's smart. He's done the big stuff.
Yeah.
So he knows how to.
He puts his homework in.
Yeah, so I'm going with Frank. Second, I'm going Tim Frericks.
Nice.
Third, Cody Reed.
His good looks alone is going to get him top 5.
Yeah, I think so. He'll get top. Even if whoever wins won't get the cover of All Turning Magazine, it's going to be Cody Reed, even if he DNFs. Because he's just good looking, right? So I got him, and here's where mine gets... I'm still torn. I got one guy going 4th or not in the top 10. So I got Frank, Tim, Cody Reed, probably Hazen.
Oh, yeah. Hazen's been there. He knows how to run it.
And then Mark Hammond from Utah.
Yeah, Mark Hammond, I think
he's another one of those smart runners.
Yeah. For some reason, I thought he had an injury this past spring. And
I hope not. He's going to make me mad.
Hadn't been running maybe as much or something.
So that's my top 5/6.
I think that's a safe
And I don't have Jim in there, and I know I'm not. I'd like to see him do really well.
I think he's either going to win or he's going to blow up.
Yep, and that's
when I say blow up, I mean like literally blow up.
Literally just explode.
Explode, yes.
Stuff hanging from trees and everything. But I'd like to see, and my sleeper, and it's really not a sleeper just because of who it is, but my sleeper is going to be Zach Bitter.
Oh yeah.
He's my sleeper because I think
he'll be another one that is either going to do really good or he's going to blow up.
Yeah, so he's my sleeper. But I also, me and Joel have talked about a woman breaking the top 10 this year.
Yeah,
I've got Courtney finishing 8th.
Well, if she finishes at the time I think she's going to finish at, she'll be top 10. Easy.
Yeah, and I've got her 8th.
Yeah,
because that's how many letters in her first name.
Right, gotcha.
And it's my favorite number.
Okay.
So I think she's going to finish 8th.
Right.
But yeah, either way, it's going to be crazy. And the more I just dove into it, though, it's like, okay, this person, it's like some of the Cowboys, their first 100.
Yeah.
Right?
That's going to be the hard part for them.
And then the other question I've been looking at is, will Carl break the Masters record?
Yes.
Which is 15:45.
Oh, man, that's going to be hard.
My answer, and I love Carl, is he's not.
Yeah.
And
I think it's a heat thing.
It's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
and it upsets me because he may never get in again.
Right.
Right? It's Western.
The important thing, he needs to finish.
Yeah. Yeah, he needs for sure.
Got to get that finished.
Well, no matter where you're at.
He's been known for that in the past.
Yeah, but he needs the finish, but I just think the heat is going to be brutal. Because we haven't seen it here yet either.
No, we haven't. We've been.
It's been a couple hot days, but nothing
really
like
good
this.
summer so far.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't think that's going to fall. So that's my my Western picks.
Gotcha.
I've got some really good ones come in, and a few people have changed their picks based on some people not showing up. Which, boy, I'll tell you, bums me out, man.
Mm-hmm.
If Kat and Camille were there,
I think if Camille had been there, that pace would have been hot and heavy.
And I think that's what I think. I think Courtney, honestly, can.
She runs within herself.
Mess with the pace on the men's side.
Yeah,
like I think
later in the race.
I think she can do some guys will go faster than they should.
Oh yeah, to try to beat her.
Because there's a race earlier this year where she pushed the overall win. I think of Frericks. I think one of the Cowboys. She was closing in on one of them.
Yeah, I can't remember what that was.
I can't either, but I think she's a.
Is that Black?
Was it Black Hill?
I
don't know if it was or not, but she pushed somebody.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that's my picks. So we'll see how it goes. We'd love to hear yours, so don't forget to get in on this contest. Right. There's some good ones. Someone's going to win.
Oh yeah,
a couple prizes. A little update on San Juan fires. Some good news to report that there has been some moisture, inch or so of rain. Still dry right now. Still not a lot of rain looking, but they did just recently, I think yesterday, open the highway between Durango and Silverton, which is huge.
Yeah,
because that helps Silverton just get money too with people coming in.
Oh, for sure.
It is 34,000 acres now, and it's 35% contained.
Wow.
So in a week they doubled the containment, and they didn't. Thank goodness didn't double the acreage, but it got about 9,000 more. So that's unfortunate to see that. All right, we're gonna jump around a little bit because we got to cover the World Cup. Right. I know some people don't want to, and that's fine. So I'm going to get most of the running stuff in.
Okay. And
now if people don't want to listen to the World Cup stuff, they don't have to.
They can stop at the end.
But we're getting it in, and that's just the way it's going to be. So we do have. I'm going to do Strava.
Okay.
Joel's going to do Woody Footy.
Right.
We're going to do an Ask TrailManners.
Okay.
And then we'll chat, and then we're jumping in the World Cup both feet. So Strava week, all three of these went to Tara Warren. Distance, runtime, and climbing. Distance was 113.4.
Right.
Runtime 33:01, and climbing was 21:615. Basically the race, Bighorn 100.
Right.
And I think she finished,
say
sixth female, seventh female.
Good.
Fourth female, fifth female. It was like I'm going to say six.
Top 10.
Yeah, top 10 female for sure. In 30-something hours. 33 hours.
For a mud course.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Heck yeah. Well, again, later on in the course it got worse. So, and then, all right, Joel, it's your week for Woody Footy. So whoever wins this award, just make sure you email me, manners@trailmanners.com, with your USPS, U.S. Postal Service address. We'll get it right out. Right.
Thanks
to our friends at the Sign Garage on 25th Street. So what do you got, Joel?
Local guy, Doug Jenson.
Doug Jenson.
He was running up at Maples. Had a pretty picture with those flowers and the sunrise. So go ahead and send us your info.
and we will get you your lid. There's a lot of good ones. I wish I would have wrote it down. It was your week, so I didn't
Sarah
think about
Ohm
it.
had a great one from Germany.
She's racing over there.
Good.
There was somebody that had a killer sunset and like 3 people like on a rock formation.
Was that guy Brady up in Boise?
I don't think so. It was a name.
He had some really good ones.
Yeah,
Holy cow.
there were some really good ones though. So thanks for everybody doing that. We're gonna
who we've been missing on that lately?
Simon.
He
posted. Did you know that?
I did see
Isn't that weird? We were talking about him
just talking about him, and he posted.
It's like
Simon,
Kismic.
we're missing your posts.
We are.
Down under.
We're missing some of the
we need some Bondi,
stuff.
some Bondi Beach pictures.
That's right, some Bondi Beach. Because Australia came away. Did they tie? Do you remember?
Who did they play?
I'm trying to remember. I got the scores right here. They played Argentina, right?
I think they tied then.
Wasn't it? Nope, Argentina played Iceland. Australia played France. Oh, yeah, they lost 2-1 on that.
That's right.
Yeah, that was a bad one. But they still played tough.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, that's a lot that's going on in the world of running. A lot of stuff coming up. Like I said, me and Joel are going to be at Twisted Fork here in a little over a week.
It has 6,000 feet of climbing.
It does?
I looked that up this morning.
Damn. So I'm going to be super duper slow.
Well,
because we had
5,000 feet and 22 miles.
Yeah, 6,000 in 40-something.
Yeah.
Because 60K is going to be in the 40 range, I think?
42, I think.
So it's double the distance, which isn't good for me right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun.
It'll be good fun.
It'll be fun. I'm not going for a course record.
Not yet.
I'm going for a personal best at that distance since I've never run that distance. So my chances are good at that for a race at that distance. All right, so we're going to tackle some World Cup business now.
Well, what about Ask TrailManners? I thought you.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Don't forget that.
Don't forget. It's a good one too because I like how we started it. Mm-hmm. Here's the email.
All right.
Hey, little guys. I like that.
Yeah.
As should be the goal with anyone running a race, I believe that it is important to race with the lightest pack possible.
Right.
With this in mind, Twisted Fork 60K has a lot of aid stations.
It does.
My question is this: is it more efficient to carry less water and fill up at every aid station, or would it result in a faster overall finish time to carry extra water and not stop at every aid station? That's from Joseph Taylor, built for basketball.
Yes, he is. He's tall.
And he crushed it at the Gib Wallace race.
Yes,
and he's been crushing a lot of other races too.
He's got a coach right now. Yeah, he's just running really good.
Yeah, he is. This is a question I stayed up thinking about.
Did you?
Because it's a good question. It's a seriously good question.
It is. It all depends on the course and your fitness level.
It does,
right?
And again, I think aid station and what you're used to doing.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. Because I've known races where I've carried something I needed to fill up every time, and sometimes you get stuck in a line. There's a line of people filling up bladders when you're getting just into bottle.
Right.
So I think it can go either direction on this, really. And a lot of it, weather is a factor.
Yep.
Is it going to be really hot? Because we've done this. I mean, Logan Peak's a perfect example.
Yeah.
You know, Joel took a handheld. I took a vest with a couple bottles.
Right.
I could have probably not needed both bottles.
Right.
I could have done a handheld, but I didn't think about it. But this Twisted Fork one coming up, you're mentioning you might wear a vest, right?
Yeah, I'm still on the fence now because I went and I looked at the aid station placement.
Mm-hmm.
You got one at 3 miles,
mm-hmm.
and then you got one at 8 miles.
Okay.
And then after that, you've got one about every 4 miles after that.
Okay.
So that's totally handheld.
Because, and you think,
you
too.
You can do that with a handheld.
And depending on the part of the course, like if it's I haven't looked at the course yet.
Right.
It's got no Logan, but if it's some flatter sections, you could actually potentially, if they're that close, skip one aid station, hit the second one, right?
Yeah, totally.
So, and so that's what I think he's talking about with like a vest. So it depends on what you're carrying other than water.
Yeah, that's another thing. Well, this one's got a lot of drop bag locations, too.
Because we did Logan Peak, and there's no drop bags.
No, I just stuffed everything in my pocket.
And so if there's room, or from what you're using, that's an option.
Yeah, and I think with this one, you go through one aid station twice.
Okay.
So that's helpful. So that's just one drop bag right there.
Okay. So I think a lot of it's like I don't like to carry handhelds. I love my hands being free.
Right.
But on the flip side, that means a lot of times I have to wear some type of
vest,
which
garment. Makes things hot.
It does. And as I talked to Joel, I went and got a massage yesterday, and between my shoulder blades was a wreck. In the race they were, because I'm not used to running with a vest on. I got 2 water bottles in the front, kind of pulling forward. But I have to get used to a vest. We have races we have to use them on, so
right.
I'm kind of in that same boat. I have the Speed Goat belt that I really like, so I'm going to have to kind of put that back on and give that a shot. But, yeah, Joseph, I think a lot of it really does depend on, like, I think you're fast enough.
He can pull this off.
I think you can do a handheld.
Totally.
Because you're fast enough and they're close enough together.
Yeah.
I mean,
and he's going to be in the front, so it's not like there's going to be a big line in the aid station.
No, it's not going to get too hot for him because he's going to finish quick.
Yeah, yes. He can do this.
Yeah, I think you could, and again, I don't know if you're used to what you're used to drinking either. You know, if you're used to doing a mixed drink or just water, but I think you're fast enough to, personally, I think you could get away with carry less water and fill up at aid stations. Yeah. That was this question. Carry less water and fill up, or carry extra and not stop. But I think, like Joel said, I don't think there's going to be a ton of people out front with you.
You've got a water bottle. Filling that up at the aid station is so fast.
It's really quick.
It's like a minute or less.
Yeah. And if you're, that fast, sometimes you can't even skip one. Have them fill it up. Hand it to them. Let them fill it. Grab a snack if you need it. Yep. Just your, Superman.
You never let your water bottle
go. Yeah.
Never, ever let your water bottle go at the aid station.
If I trust somebody, like Bryce filled mine up.
Bryce tried to fill mine up.
Oh, yeah.
And I begrudgingly let him have it, but I kept my eye on him.
Yeah.
I didn't trust him.
He got mine. One of my lids didn't get on all the way.
Yeah, see? There you go.
That's right. But yeah, I think, Joseph, you're fast enough to where you could do the less water.
Right. Well, he can just go,
more. Yeah. If you're used to running the handheld.
Aid station to aid station.
Yeah, I think you could easily do one handheld.
Yeah, this race for sure.
Because you're fast enough.
Oh,
like someone like me, I'd be on the border. Right?
I'm still on the fence.
Yeah, but I think you're a no-brainer for that. So yeah, hope that helps. That was the only Ask TrailManners question we had this week, so I hope that one helps.
Good one, though.
That was really good.
I think that can apply to just about any other race, though.
It does, and we talk about it every race.
See what the aid station spacing is, what your fitness is like, what the course is like.
Because it could say, it's only 5 miles between aid stations, but it could be 3,000-foot climb or something.
Exactly.
It's like, okay, it's a little different.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of what we were facing.
I think that's what happens at the beginning of this race, is you've got an aid station and then you've got a 2,000-foot climb.
Okay.
And then you've got a long downhill, it looks like.
Wow. Exciting.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and me and you talk about it a lot. I mean, I always ask, like, when we're running, like, hey, what are you racing then this weekend? What are you going to carry? Are you going to do this? And it's, sometimes it's bad to have a lot of options.
Yeah.
But whatever you're comfortable with. But, again, you're fast enough, bam, handheld, your money. So now we're going to bust into the World Cup. Okay. So it's kind of gone according to plan for me. There's obviously been a couple games that haven't, but as many bright people would say in this tournament, it's better to lose your first one than your last one. And so I'm not really
Germany.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not worried about them getting out of the first round.
Oh, you watch.
But I think there's I said it last week. There's turmoil in their camp.
Yes,
and I still see it from the game.
Right.
Mesut Ozil's getting a lot of heat. They're blaming the whole game based on this one guy.
Right.
But I still think, but Germany is I've seen them slow start before.
Right. I mean, they can turn it on. They got the quality of play.
Yeah, they've got the quality of play for sure. And
but if they don't have that excitement, that's what they're running up against, because a lot of these other teams have that excitement.
Well, and that's the thing that's why I think like Mexico winning to me was all about just. Like, I could see Mexico losing their next game.
Nope, they're not going to.
I could see it just from the fact of how their style is.
Overly excited.
Yeah, because they're a very emotional team.
Oh, yes, they are.
So, and I mean, we've seen them play, especially with the U.S. They get into a game pretty, a hard-fought game.
Right.
There's red cards flying, yellow cards flying to get out of their thing. Boom, it's game on. So there wasn't a lot of upsets. I mean, obviously the first game it was Russia 5-0. Saudi Arabia, I mean, me and Joel could pick a team up right now, and I think we'd have a chance against the Saudis.
Probably a pretty good chance.
Yeah. I mean, Russia did look, it's all about finishing. They finished.
Right.
So I think they did look good. But other than that, a lot of those other games weren't really... I mean, the Portugal-Spain game was the best game.
Good.
But if you go back and watch, because I've watched it again, and you go back and watch it, it's a good game, but a couple things stood out. Spain, to me, didn't play well at all. And I know they scored 3 goals, but I don't think they played well. Their defense was horrible.
Right.
And they've got one of the best goalkeepers in the world.
Yeah.
He gave Ronaldo, he threw one in for him.
He pushed it in the goal
he said, here, take this, so this tighter game.
Yeah.
And then again, PK, which I'll never blame a goalie for. And then the third one was just a beautifully placed free kick.
Right.
So there's that. So, I mean, that was a good game. But Iceland-Argentina I thought was actually a pretty good game. No one really surprised me, though. Like, watching games, I think a lot of it was teams filling each other out.
Yeah.
A couple teams I enjoyed watching just because it looked like they were out to play, out to win. Today was the game, Senegal, and that was one of my picks. I said, because they're in Poland. There was Poland and Colombia, everybody's picking, and I had Senegal written down like that's a wild card.
Yeah.
But they were flying, dude.
Right.
They were everywhere.
They've always been that way.
Yeah, and that was the only African team that actually played well, in my opinion, so far. But yeah, I think they all went according to plan. You know, as Belgium got a slow start in the first half, they came on, slaughtered a bunch home.
Right.
I still think
playing Panama.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, I mean, they should win like that. Like everybody's so pumped with England winning 2-1 against Tunisia. I'm like, it's Tunisia.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? It's like 2-1. That's, I mean, you want to win.
That's England's style, though. They don't put a whole lot of goals on you.
No, and they should.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just winning. You know, it's just about winning, getting points in this first round.
Right.
Yeah, no one stood out. Wasn't super thrilled, so I go back and look at my picks, and I'm still right there. I mean, I had Russia, Uruguay. I still think that's going to happen.
Right.
Portugal, Spain in Group B. I still think that's going to happen.
Right.
France, Denmark. That's going to happen. Group D, I had Argentina, Croatia, possibly Iceland. Croatia won. So that's still going.
I want Iceland to go.
Oh, dude, I'd love Iceland to go.
Yeah.
I would. They said 90. I saw a stat: 98% of the country watched the game.
Oh yeah.
That blows me. I know it's not a big country.
Yeah, well, it was 300,000 people in the country.
But that's still pretty impressive. And we have friends there right now.
We do.
So I hope they're taking it in. Brazil, Switzerland, I still think they'll come out from Costa Rica, Serbia. Group F, I didn't have Mexico. I will say that. I had Germany and Sweden.
Yeah.
Sweden, to me, didn't look good. I still think they should have took Zlatan. I see Germany and Mexico advancing. I don't Korean Republic. Because here's the thing. Germany's going to win, and Mexico and Sweden's going to be a good game.
Yeah, that'll be good. Hard-fought.
It's going to be a hard-fought game, I think. But I think those two will advance. Group G, Belgium, England, again, they're going to advance. And H is the one with Poland. That's the one turned upside down. So Poland, Colombia we picked, but Senegal and Japan both won today.
Right.
So that's a no-brainer, kind of what's going to happen there. So I think my picks are still on par for what I had.
Right. We got another month of the tournament. So.
Yeah, everybody's played one game. Right. Anything can happen.
Get through it.
Anything can happen, but I think nothing surprised. I mean, I know everybody's surprised with Mexico, Germany.
Right.
I still think Germany. I picked Germany, but it doesn't surprise me they lost.
Right.
Like, I think everybody's shocking. It's like shock the world. I'm like, I'd be more shocked about some of these other results personally. You know, having a harder time. But so far, it's been super cool. Best game I think is Spain and Portugal.
Yes.
Best goal so far, I'm going with the Belgium goal. Yes, the first goal by Martins yesterday.
I didn't see that.
Took a volley out of the air, looped it far post. It was just pretty. I mean, there's some pretty ones.
A couple good free kicks that have gotten in.
And there's a lot of goals that are off free kicks.
What about the commercials?
That's what I got next. The commercials are like Joel's watching one of the Volkswagen. Volkswagen killed the commercials, man.
They totally won.
But yeah, the commercials.
What's going on here?
I don't know. Oh, it's just a commercial. Yeah, the commercials by far are the best with all the World Cup stuff.
Oh,
they're just,
my gosh. The guy that's sliding around the field.
That's one of my favorites. He just keeps going.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, the commercials are the best.
They are.
No surprises. Players so far, no one's really stood out that you aren't expecting. You know. Here's a couple things I've picked up so far. Number one, Tony Meola, when he does a game, sounds like Biff from Back to the Future. Like, I can't stand listening to him talk. He just sounds like he should be on Jersey Shore, or he's Biff from Back to the Future. Never been a fan of Tony near post Meola, but it's fun. It's funny. But the thing I'm getting the kick out of, and this is, again, I'm old. I'll age myself. Neymar, they had 10 fouls on him last game, and that's what people keep talking about. Oh, he's had 10 fouls on him, and
that's normal for him, right?
I want people to go back, and I'm gonna throw him out there. Pele, you watch a game with him in it.
He got murdered.
Not even fouls. He got absolutely raped and pillaged on his right. Yep. I mean, they weren't like tripping him and he was diving. They were crushing him.
Yeah, Pele was a pretty big guy though.
He was big, but
Neymar's a skinny little thing.
But here's your commercial. But all the little dudes out there, you know that if you play soccer, get to the higher levels, if you're a guy that dribbles a lot,
right.
The rule of thumb is you're going to get crushed.
Pounded, yes.
People are going to put you down. So I don't like to hear people, Neymar, they need to protect him. He got fouled 10 times. Go back and watch 1974 West Germany, Holland. I mean, guys, studs up to the face might be a foul.
Yeah.
It wasn't a yellow card. Here it's like an instant red ejection and banned from your country. So, yeah, that's one that kind of cracks me up, kind of dating myself a little bit with that. But, yeah, I think that kind of sums up. I think one of my favorite parts, though, is this weekend. Back to Logan Peak, we saw Erin Hill and her family.
Yes.
So we met her husband and her kids. She's got a 12-year-old soccer star, Avery.
Yes.
And apparently, when we gave the pics last week, hers were almost exactly the same.
Right.
And so she was pretty pumped.
She was there.
And, and she was there. We got to meet her, and we got to talk shop.
And she piped right in.
Oh yeah, and she plays.
She knew all about Spain losing its coach.
Yep,
right.
She was spot on.
I know.
And so I'm like, okay, I'll talk to you. I'll let these guys talk over here. Let's talk World Cup. I don't get a lot of that. So she knows what she's talking about. Future U.S. women's star.
There you go.
Avery, Aaron's daughter. So that was a lot of fun talking to her. I think that's. What do we have? I think that was it. There's something else on my mind, but I'm getting, like I said, I'm getting older.
To it next week.
And it's not working. But yeah, I think that's it for this week. A lot of races. Again, we got the Western States 100 coming up this weekend, so make sure on the Singletrack Session number 94, you put in your top 5 men, top 5 females, and also what you think your winning times for each will be, because we have some contests to give away, which we'll announce next Thursday because the race is this weekend. I know me and Joe will be kind of dialed into Twitter. Check out I Run Far. They do great coverage.
Yeah.
It's kind of where you're going to get everything. There's Neymar walking off the field injured, the poor fella. I think that's it for this week. So if you have any questions, send them. This Ask TrailManners session, it can be World Cup based as well now. Me and Joel are ready to fire away at those because we're soccer experts apparently in our own minds. Have a great weekend. Get out there and run and pay attention to Western States. And please, please, please enter the contest. We'd love to give stuff away. So, this is Eric and Joel, and we're out of here.